This is CTV News with Nafisa Kareem.
Vehicle jumped out. They used a blunt object. They punched through one of the door windows right about here.
A vehicle stolen from a Nanaimo shop and rammed into a door. Why police say older cars are being targeted by thieves.
We want them to get used to what this place looks like, smells like, sounds like, what the people are like.
Pups Day Out. Service dogs doing a day of training at YYJ. How they can make travel more accessible for people with disabilities. Plus, Adam finds out the story behind a West Shore woman who's transformed her Halloween display into a celebration of all seasons. Later on the Sawatsky Sign-Off. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with a bold car theft in Nanaimo. It happened at a local repair shop, and the stolen vehicle was rammed through the garage door. The whole thing was caught on camera. As CTV's Andy Garland shows us, Mounties say it's part of a troubling uptick in thefts targeting older vehicles in the Harbor City.
It's a brazen car theft you don't typically see.
They put it into reverse and then they just drove right through that.
In the video, a red Nissan X-Trail pulls up to the back of Precise Mechanical Repairs Hammond Bay location on Tuesday morning.
When they saw the vehicle, jumped out, they used a blunt object. They punched through one of the door windows right about here.
It wasn't a customer's vehicle that was taken. It was the shop's vehicle, which the owner believes was targeted. He says the shop's vehicle is rare and hard to find these days. It's also the exact same model vehicle they drove up in.
There isn't too many Nissan X-Trails around. Obviously, you know, it's 20 years old, so it's not of much value, but maybe to them, they wanted some parts.
ICBC's 5-year average of stolen vehicles is trending down year after year in the province, including Vancouver Island. The same can't be said for Nanaimo.
In the last several months, we've seen an uptick in theft of vehicles, primarily older model cars.
The recent increase of car thefts in the Harbor City saw 2 bizarre incidents last week of stolen vehicles being ditched in Long Lake and Westwood Lake. RCMP say both were unrelated.
A lot of concern because we're thinking there may be people in the lake. So our fire crews responded. Both, there was nobody in the lake, just stolen vehicles.
According to RCMP, most older vehicles are either stolen for parts, to commit other crimes, or for joyriding. Mounties add a common sense approach with owning an older model vehicle will go a long way in preventing theft.
Keeping your vehicle locked, not having anything valuable inside, and don't leave it for extended periods in an isolated area where thieves can have their way with it.
Can't believe that someone would have that intention to cause that much damage to a building.
The shop suffered thousands of dollars in damage, which the owner says is insured, and left Precise Mechanical Repairs without a working bay for at least a month. Andy Garland, CTV News, Nanaimo.
A GoFundMe has been set up for a Vancouver Island landscaper who is trying to get back on his feet after his work truck was set ablaze on the Cedar Hill Golf Course in Saanich. Tony Nichols was maintaining the green space at his local church in Saanich last week when he looked up and saw his truck driving away. In it was his phone, wallet, paychecks from previous jobs, and most of his commercial landscaping equipment. Saanich police responded, tracking the stolen truck to the Cedar Hill Rec Center, where the suspect drove onto the nearby golf course and lit the truck on fire. The suspect was quickly found hiding in a nearby bush. Nichols says he only has basic insurance on his work vehicle, which doesn't cover theft or fire, and says he's now out close to $20,000.
Well, I lost obviously my truck, and I had my good equipment in that truck. Very unfortunate. It added up to about $12,000 with the 3 commercial mowers and you know, other equipment that I had in there. So that was a tough one. And the truck would probably be worth about $6,000.
Nichols has a handful of employees and is currently renting commercial equipment to keep the business going. Ladysmith Secondary School will reopen tomorrow following a fire in the computer lab that forced it to close its doors to students for 2 days. The school says remediation work was needed due to smoke and water damage. The fire happened Tuesday night just after 5 p.m. No injuries were reported. An arrest has been made in a 2-year-old cold case where someone allegedly broke into a Cobble Hill home and sexually assaulted an elderly woman. In July 2024, Shawnigan RCMP say an unknown man entered a home on Carlton Drive just after 9 p.m. Police say the suspect then sexually assaulted a woman. An initial search of the area with a canine was unsuccessful in tracking down a suspect. Earlier this month, charges were approved against a 17-year-old for break-and-enter, sexual assault, and disguise to commit an indictable offense. The suspect has now been arrested and remains in custody until a bail hearing. View Royal is following in the footsteps of its neighbor Colwood, exploring options to create a new primary care clinic within its borders. Council has directed staff to undertake a feasibility study that would look at teaming up with the already established Aroga Lifestyle Medicine operating out of this building at Eagle Creek Village. A nonprofit would be created that would run the clinic. The town of View Royal would cover the costs of creating the clinic and pay the rent for the space. It's a similar model to what's already been created in Langford and a bit different than Colwood's clinic, where staff are all employed by the municipality.
I think the model that we've evolved still gives residents a say through the nonprofit in the delivery of care and where it should go next, as well as not assume too much cost with direct staff levels to do it. There's no right solution, I guess, and all of us have evolved a little bit different, but all of our intent is to provide more primary care for residents.
The clinic would prioritize View Royal taxpayers, then first responders working within the community, followed by members of the Canadian Armed Forces. The mayor says the study should come back to council this summer, and if the idea is adopted, the clinic could be open in the fall. 2 more gray whales were found dead last month along BC's coastline, and a warning, some of the images in this story might be disturbing for some. The Department of Fisheries and Oceans says the whales were discovered along Haida Gwaiy's coast. 9 gray whales in total have been found along BC's coastline this year as the mammals migrate to northern feeding grounds. Experts are calling it a troubling trend.
And what we're seeing is, a lot of skinny gray whales out there that are making this migration north to the feeding grounds. And it appears they just don't have enough calories to make that final push to get up there. And, the blubber that we're looking at is watery. It's devoid of lipids, which is another indication that those stores are not there for these animals to make that migration.
2019 was the deadliest year for gray whales, with 11 mortalities. The DFO says if this trend continues, we could break that record. A group of puppies took over the Victoria International Airport this week, but they weren't there to catch flights. These puppies are in training to become service dogs, and they're getting some real-world experience navigating the airport during National Accessibility Week. Woofability trains service dogs to support people with medical and accessibility needs, and some of these dogs will be donated through its nonprofit. The pups spent the afternoon getting used to new sights, smells, and sounds, allowing them to eventually help their humans navigate their travel journey.
We'll take them over to the carousel when there's some luggage going on it. So there's a lot of things that for us as humans is normal. We've learned it. They have no idea what those things are or why they move that way. So we want everything to be positive and enjoyable so that in the future, when they come into these places, it's not scary and they can just be calm and support their person who needs them.
This week's visit is part of Accessibility Week and the Victoria Airport's effort to highlight its accessibility programs, which also include the Sunflower program, and that gives travelers discreet ways to indicate they need extra support while traveling. After nearly a decade running spin classes in downtown Victoria, Spinco has found a new home on the South Island. So we sent out Bailey from our sister station 107.3 Virgin Radio to take the new location for a spin.
After 10 years in downtown Victoria on Pandora Avenue, Spinco has made a big move. They're now on Cormorant Street, and we're going to check out their brand new location.
For us to have a new home base here and something that's exciting for the community downtown, I think is amazing. It's always been challenging for downtown to come back after the COVID days, so it's really nice to see the energy down here and people be excited and have like revitalization of small businesses down in this community. We're a female-owned business, and so for us, like supporting local and being part of the downtown community is really, really big, and this is just a really nice way to tie all that in.
Woo! We did it! Definitely going to feel that tomorrow. Spin is fantastic. The community is great. Come and check it out for yourself here at the brand new Spinco on Cormorant Street.
Still ahead, decoding Canada's long-awaited national AI strategy.
To build trust, to seize opportunities, and above all, to harness AI to improve lives.
The promise, the cost, and the lingering safety concerns.
A little windy this morning, but the wind backed off this afternoon. We're at 19 degrees right now. Birds dive bombing the camera. 20 for a daytime high. Stuck in the mid-teens tomorrow, though. We'll talk more about that and the chances of showers. I just wanted to see the birds a little bit more in forecasts next time.
Well, bird enthusiast Josh joins us now, cooling down.
Yeah, temperatures are going to dive just like the birds were earlier on Skycam there. 19 degrees. I mean, it's not going to get super cold, but temperatures will be in the mid-teens for daytime highs. Port Alberni, big drop from where we were earlier in the week with temperatures up around 30. Today, 15 degrees. You do have some showers moving into the area. See that twist right there? Big area of low pressure. And that's drawing all this cloud cover. And now some showers and some steadier rain for parts of the West Coast, right around Tofino. Looks like we've got some fairly steady rain. We've got some showers as well in the Port Alberni, Comox areas. We'll see more of that through this evening and overnight. Tonight, tomorrow in Victoria, scattered showers, and that's going to be the case again Saturday. The steadier rain is probably going to be out along the West Coast, and then up around Comox, I think, Friday night into early Saturday. You will likely see some decent amounts of rain. Periods of rain as well. In the north tomorrow, 11 degrees for a daytime high, way below average. 15 and partly cloudy on Saturday. Most of Sunday looks pretty good. Late in the day, could see some showers. Mid-teens for both Saturday and Sunday. 13 and a few showers tomorrow for inland areas. You've got some afternoon showers potentially on Saturday. About 15 and 19 for high Saturday, Sunday. So Sunday looks to be the drier and warmer of the 2 days, with temperatures right around average in and around Port Alberni. 12 degrees out on the West Coast, periods of rain tomorrow. You get a chance of some showers on Saturday, maybe a few scattered showers as well on Sunday. Temperatures around 13 or 14 degrees. Even Monday, Tuesday, you've got a slight chance of seeing some precipitation. Good chance for some rain there in Comox, and as we said, Friday night into Saturday, that could get a little bit steadier. 15 degrees tomorrow, up to about 17 or 18 for highs Saturday, Sunday. That puts you right around average, and I think by late in the day Saturday, that chance of showers is behind you. So should be fairly dry for late Saturday and through Sunday and Monday. In Nanaimo, a chance of a few showers tomorrow. Doesn't look like it's going to amount to much. 16 degrees for a daytime high. Right around average, 17 and 18 Saturday, Sunday. Still a few hit and miss showers on Saturday. I think most of the day is just a mix of sun and cloud, though, and a mix of sun and cloud to partly cloudy skies in the forecast for Sunday here in Victoria. A little breezy tomorrow. Gusts could be up around 30 to 40 kilometers per hour. I think Sunday will be a little breezy as well. Similar gusts, 30 to 40 kilometers per hour. Temperatures are not going to touch 20 over the next couple of days. So we hit 20 for a daytime high today, be middle to the end of next week before we get back into that range. This is no worse than right around average, though, somewhere in that 16 to 18 degree range. And just scattered showers, but probably not amounting to all that much tomorrow or Saturday. Not a bad forecast, Nafisa. Well, certainly many areas could use the showers.
Yeah, we'll take what we can get there. Thanks, Josh. The federal government has unveiled an ambitious plan for the future of artificial intelligence in this country. They're calling it AI for All, and it forecasts massive economic growth, business adoption, and even job creation. Critics say it leaves many questions unanswered, namely around security. CTV's Mike LeCouture reports.
So this is an AI-driven product. Artificial intelligence is becoming the norm in a growing number of products and places. It's why the federal government released its strategy to harness the technology while also placing safeguards around it.
That's AI governed by Canadian values. AI that is accountable to Canadians. AI that serves all Canadians.
The broad goals of the plan are to boost AI use in businesses from 12% today to 60% by the year 2034, to build a world-leading supercomputer in order to increase Canada's sovereign infrastructure in 5 years, and to give all Canadians access to free AI literacy training.
Under our strategy, the government will introduce new legislation, regulations and standards to protect your data, your privacy, your children.
So far, there are no timelines for those safeguards. Experts are also concerned about maintaining our digital sovereignty through Canadian-owned and managed data centers and clouds. And some say the government needs to think bigger than this current plan.
850 megawatts, right? That was the proposed scale by 2030 of the sovereign kind of infrastructure build they're looking at. That's less than 1/50th of what the private sector in the United States is expected to have online in 2 years.
There's also a concern over how AI could affect jobs in this country. One estimate from the Conference Board of Canada would see 535,000 jobs created by the year 2045 as a result of AI. But that would be offset by a short-term loss of 555,000 jobs by 2030.
We know that AI targets those jobs, particularly of young people, the ones that are getting into the market. So we've got to make sure that we give them the tools required to overcome that.
The Minister of AI, Evan Solomon, pointed to a Bank of Canada study on the impact of AI, underlining it has not seen any significant job losses yet. But the bank notes that could change as AI use accelerates in this country. Mike Lecouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
Breast Cancer Canada is calling on governments to do more to help patients after their diagnosis and treatment and after they get the all clear. The group has launched what it calls a national survivorship strategy.
How do they access health care in an ongoing way, in a predictable way, so that we know what's going to happen with them as we move down through, as they age through life? How do we manage that long-term heart disease? How do we manage that survivorship? How do we manage the physical, the emotional, the reoccurrence?
Strategy comes as more younger people are being diagnosed with breast cancer and survival rates are improving, something the group says has created a growing need to integrate survivorship into cancer care planning. A Canadian star is helping to revive an iconic Canadian TV show.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me.
Obo, which followed the adventures of a German Shepherd, aired on CTV between 1979 and 1985 and is now making a comeback on Crave. Bell Media, which owns CTV News, announced the project today, which is a partnership with Crave and producing duo Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. Rogen called it a foundational show of our childhood. Coming up, celebrating with skeletons. Halloween may still be months away, but that's not stopping a Colwood woman from decorating her front yard with skeletons now. Adam finds out why on the Sawatsky sign-off.
It happened. Send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Finally, Adam finds out how a West Shore woman is turning characters designed to scare into displays, striving to inspire on the Sawatsky sign-off.
For as long as she can recall, Melissa Bowers has strived to make her world brighter.
So I love to see everybody smile and be happy. Ever since I was a kid, my mom said.
But when Melissa was a kid, going to school couldn't have felt darker.
I'm the quiet, hide-in-the-corner type person. When I was a kid, I was picked on.
The bullying got so bad, Melissa dropped out in grade 10.
Kind of broke my heart, and, it was... But I found a job, and everything kind of worked from there.
She got married, had kids who finished high school, including one named valedictorian. And then there was that day they drove past one of those giant skeletons.
Oh, I had goosebumps. I really did.
What felt so good during Halloween, Melissa decided to leave it up and decorate the skeleton for Christmas.
So I was afraid people were going to, name call or pick on me.
But after the skeleton celebrated Valentine's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, and Canada Day, Instead of criticism,
Instead, I got flowers, I've gotten cards and cookies, just everybody thanking me.
and perhaps the greatest gift of all is how it made a young girl who was picked on for being quiet finally feel heard.
Through the big skeletons. Yeah, I speak through them.
And what she's saying now to everyone in the neighborhood who's graduating is congratulations.
Just for all the kids that worked so hard for the full 12 plus years.
And if these skeletal scholars could deliver a commencement speech, they'd begin by saying, be yourself and never give up.
We all have hiccups in life.
But life will get better.
It will. Yeah. It always does.
And in this world where we're judged by our differences on the outside, Melissa says never forget we're all the same on the inside. We're all just skeletons.
Be nice to each other. Be happy. Love each other, really.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
That is it for CTV News Vancouver Island. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night.